it. I think it is him because like he hasn't corrected us.
Well, he can't right now.
Well, right now you can't.
We can't hear you, honey.
All right.
Just change the audio settings
FYI,
again.
We are live.
Hello, everyone.
And waiting for Isaiah to fix his microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alchemy Bench. As you can see, joining us today, we have Isaiah, who can't talk yet, and Jonathan.
Hello there.
And Yuli.
Hi, motherfuckers.
And I'm gonna.
Did you miss me? Insulting you.
We did. I'll tell you this much. We kind of did because, like,
no, you said you didn't miss me
I didn't miss you, but
in the MP. I don't really care though because I was in such a bad shape last week.
After moving, you were a little bit worn the fuck out, maybe.
Oh God, I was so tired. Today I slept so much. I think I got a cold yesterday.
Oh yeah, change the seasons and all.
Yeah, my nose.
Also traveling on the
tube
or the train, the TGV. Did you take the high-speed train?
That was 2 weeks ago, babe.
Well, there's an incubation period. It takes time.
Not for a cold. 3 days for a cold. Anyways. Oh God, I can't hear myself.
Got to remember to mute the tube.
Okay. I did well. Also, like we know that like things are working properly now as well. It's just like for right now that we can't hear. Isaiah, we do want to hear from you. So hopefully that all those things like work itself out.
Yay! More pets in the pictures.
Yes, I downloaded all my Facebook photos, so now you get to see Wesley as a puppy, and there's going to be pictures of baby girl and
Sappho. Yes.
Yeah. Like we said before, hey Mithra and hey Tim, that's like just seeing cute pets or watching videos of cute pets help reduce our stress. Oh, Isaiah, I think we just heard you. Hey.
Oh, how's it going? Sorry about that.
No problem. It's going all right. Parts of my computer don't want to work for like Discord is like getting a blank screen from Discord, so I'm gonna like share around the link to this on my phone. So I'll be doing that in the meantime.
I'm kind of a boomer, so I'm having kind of issues. Like I was born in '92, so I know really nothing about all this like technology stuff. So
Hi, Yoey. Shut up, David.
All he said was "hey."
I know, but I wasn't here last week to tell him to shut up.
True, but we did ban him for saying nerds.
We were talking about D&D.
Yes,
I mean we are nerds, and you are nerds.
But Julie thinks I'm
more
but that's our than others.
You are a nerd. You fit just right in with us.
All right, yeah, you have a 3-foot model of a spaceship on your bedside.
Yeah,
table.
you're building spaceships models on your free time. Come on.
Real spaceships and fantasy spaceships.
With lights.
It's okay, Tim. It's been a while since I came too.
Also likes beer, so yeah, I'm kind of a nerd.
Björk would be like a nerdy kind of like music artist to be into. Yes, I can see that. A very nerdy music genre to be a part of or participate in or simply like. It's a barbershop quartet as well. That's a very nerdy one.
She was stalked by
That's
an
very
incel,
hipster,
actually.
not nerdy.
Who was stalked by an incel?
Björk. Yeah. Ricardo Lopez, remember? Yeah, he was.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Oh, Björk. Okay.
She was stalked by a guy back in the 90s who like was an incel, or at least what an incel would be today. Yeah, his name was Ricardo Lopez, so he was like saying he was like black people are cockroaches and just racist and stuff.
Nice.
Lovely person.
Okay, I can't change the size of your image, Julie. You're going to have to do that yourself.
I don't give a shit about my image size.
I'm serious. She got stalked by a dude.
No, we believe you.
We believe you, yes.
What's her name?
That's why she beat the shit out of that journalist that time.
Panic Room. Jodie Foster was stalked by a guy after doing Taxi.
Yeah, but I don't like Jodie Foster, and I like Bjork, so.
Oh, okay. It's just because if like you don't like her or you don't like her movies, or did Jodie Foster say something that you disagree with?
Oh no, it's just
it's the fact that she's gay and super closeted.
Yeah, she's not. I don't know.
It's one of those open secrets.
I don't know. Have you heard her speak French? Her French is perfect. She gives me, I don't know, inferiority.
It's just because you're jealous
anxiety.
of her ability to speak without an accent?
Yeah. She is amazing, but I don't like her because she's, I don't know. I don't like people when they're too perfect, you know?
Oh.
I'm like, where's the catch? And I can't find it, and it gave it. The
catch is that she was scared to come out of the closet. I think she might have come out in like 2015.
I think she's
Jodie Foster's
come out a while ago.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
It was like a decade ago or something like that.
Oh, she's very gay. I mean,
if
you pay attention, you would.
She's been in a relationship with a producer for like 20 years. But
Are you guys confusing Jodie Foster or Ellen DeGeneres?
No, this is Jodie Foster.
We're not confused.
No, okay. She came out at the Golden Globes in 2013.
DeGeneres is far from perfect. She's a piece of shit.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Ellen DeGeneres is like, look, George W. Bush, he's such a nice guy. I understand we have our differences, but
he tried to make gays and illegal, but he's so nice. He's my pal now.
And he's a massive war criminal. It's just like Golden Cod. I mean, yes, there's a lot of things I disagree with.
But he's personally charming, and he's painting now.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'd like to be friends with Golden Cod. That was what
I mean, I know things are hard to keep into perspective with your massive
But Bush was also a war criminal and genocidal monster. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, he was not a good person, and yeah.
All right, I've finally done sharing around all this link to all of my discords that I in that have a clear like promote yourself, promotions, content sharing, that sort of thing. So now I can pay attention to like what's happening here.
I want AOC to run.
She's too young.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be able to run for another like 5 years.
And I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be president, which is why she would make a good one.
Yes, I agree.
Well, Donald Trump didn't actually want to be president. He just wanted free advertising.
Yeah, and he certainly got that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm challenging your assumptions there.
He's not her.
True. Yeah. Donald Trump didn't want to be president, but he's like a narcissistic, sociopathic egomaniac, and so
he said he didn't want to. He did want to.
No, observers in the room saw the looks on Trump's and Melania's and so on's faces. They were all
in shock,
upset.
Yes, but yet, in like a span of like I don't know how many minutes.
Maybe they were upset because he lost the popular vote. We can't say why they were upset.
But I do believe that he was just running as a presidential candidate just to boost his like ratings, just to boost like his like.
Yeah, but what I mean, he likes to be in charge. It's his thing.
But I think once he realized that like he won, yes, at first he was like horrified and shocked, and it's just like this is not what
How the fuck are you rebelling today?
What? Who are you talking to?
You.
Yeah. What am I rebelling against? What?
Me.
Because you interrupted me and I was in the middle of something. I'm sorry.
I always interrupt you.
I know, but
It's also not polite.
Yes, and so
I know it's not. I'm not polite. Anyways, I shut up now.
And I'm sorry for like
No,
talking back.
I was joking, Jonathan. You
Oh,
have a
okay.
right to tell me when I interrupt you.
Okay. So good that we established that. But anyway, but no, I can't believe that like Donald Trump didn't want to be president and was shocked to find it, but he was quickly, like in the span of like I don't know how many minutes, and so people see it on his face. He felt like I should have won it. I won it. I'm now going to be the president in like that short period of time. That's the scary part. Anyway,
but Melania definitely didn't want to win.
That I
She's
can believe.
a very private piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Also, she probably is smart enough to know how women are treated in her country. Or first women are treated, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on what party the person comes from.
He's from Slovenia, so.
No, talking about Hillary versus Laura Bush and so on. Basically, the people who treat women bad are the Republicans, so that's why she's been treated fairly well. She just didn't want to be exposed to public view in that way.
Exactly. And Sasha is just playing on your like quilt, so and I'm distracted.
You think it's only Republicans who treat first ladies badly? Have you seen what leftists have been, liberals and leftists have been saying about her? Mocking her because she's a so-called male order bride, as if being a slave purchased by a creep is something to be
ashamed of.
At.
Well, then what do you guys think of Monica Lewinsky then?
She's awesome.
Yes, and she was treated horribly by pretty much everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, they pretty much called her a
every
thought,
woman who comes forward about sexual assault, anyways.
Yeah, they pretty much called her a thought, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see them and calling her that. Yeah.
And they also made fun of her appearance and her fashion sense, and they attacked her for every goddamn thing they could.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go any further, I want to remember to thank the patrons.
Yes.
So first up, thank you, Yimmy Yay.
Thank you, Jamie.
You.
Fuck you, Yuli.
Fuck me.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Who's his birthday? Her birthday's today.
Oh, happy birthday, Marty.
Happy birthday, Marty.
Don't
My
tell
birthday's
her,
next
who
month.
You are inviting, John.
And thank you, Izzy.
I'm okay with that, but she won't. She's going to hate you. I don't know why he attacks my hands.
But anyway, thank you, Ailey.
Thank you,
Ailey.
And Yo.
Thank you, Yo.
And Mylene.
Thank you,
Mylene. I have my door closed. I'm not going to yell today.
And then a couple of motherfuckers. And then Tim.
Yeah. And Tim, who's in the chat.
And Von Rack.
Thank you, Von Rack.
Bunch of wonderful people.
We had a discussion with Mylene earlier. Is David the patron?
No, he's not on the list.
You suck, David. But also, you told him to shut up on a Patreon-only message.
Oh.
We also included Ezreal, though, in that show as well.
That's why I was wondering if he was or not. And you just didn't thank him on purpose. That would have been very
if he
funny.
ever becomes a patron, then I'll thank him every time by muting him as soon as we get to his name.
My birthday is next month.
Oh, and happy early birthday, Isaiah. Yes.
Very merry
How
on birthday to you.
Will you be?
I will be 28 years old, and I look 18.
Oh, God, you're young. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And I look like I'm 18.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons we hate you.
Like,
yeah.
So I guess when I'm like 40, I look like I'm like in my early 30s, I guess.
That doesn't work like that. When
it
I was
actually
your
does.
age, I too looked like I was 18. No, I just look my age now.
No, like they say, black don't crack. When he's in his 50s, he'll look like he's in his late 30s, early 40s.
That's racist.
And then he'll turn 70 and he'll look 70. It all catches up really quick. Holy shit.
Well, it's gonna be my birthday in the middle of a potential civil war, so
potential, yeah, that's
a comrade.
The comrade Dequest. I'm 18, but I've been told to look 25.
All right.
I unless you want to like buy alcohol. Because like my brother in high school had a full-grown beard, and they swear that like he could like walk in as a sophomore and just like buy alcohol and not get carded at all because he had
one. Which brother?
My older brother that's in
the cool one.
The cool one, yes, who's in Oregon, yes.
All right. Really quick. The reason I just exclaimed, "Oh shit!" If you look at the stream, you'll see there was a tweet by Dan Olson, foldable human on YouTube. They're folding ideas on YouTube. It shows a dancing skeleton. Me getting ready whenever I see Ted Cruz has tweeted again. To which I replied, "Hey now, I've seen his tweets. Some of that is quality content. Corey Chase is a hell of a performer with a quality catalog under her belt." That's referring to the time when Ted Cruz liked a tweet of a Corey Chase video.
Yes.
And the reason I said "holy shit" is because Corey Chase liked my tweet.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
She's
I
a
don't
blonde
know
porn
who
performer.
Dan, what his name is.
Dan Olson.
Who Corey, what's her name is. Oh, what's their name is. I don't know.
Her
Corey
name.
Chase. Dan Olson does video essays on YouTube. He recently did a thing debunking the flat Earth conspiracy theory and talking a lot about how it was actually kind of beautiful to be able to see that in real time. Something disappearing below the horizon.
Wait, do we still have to debunk flat Earth in 2020?
It's made a big resurgence because of YouTube.
Yes, it did.
The moon landing and 9/11 and all that shit.
Maybe if we stopped talking about it, it would disappear.
But the thing is, actually,
if we stopped talking about race, maybe it would disappear.
No, but race exists.
It's still a conspiracy theory that black people are inferior, things like that.
Exists as a social construct.
Yeah, it's all part of magical thinking and controlling the world, setting up.
Get him off, Jonathan.
No, I don't want to do that because then, like, we start cutting everyone off at every other sentence, and no one's going to get.
Then we'd all be like usually. That would be rude.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't want to be rude.
I'm not coming next week.
But then, the thing is, Dan Olson actually covered that in his a video because halfway through it, it goes into another topic and kind of explaining why the flat Earth it peaked at a certain point on YouTube and just on a decline in viewership. And it's kind of it makes sense of where the flat Earthers went. And it's also horrifying to think that's God is my
that orange dog is not Wesley.
What?
Yeah, who's the orange
dog? No, that is my other brother's dog. That is Iago. He was moving to.
But he's not your dog.
No, but it's a dog, and he's a very sweet dog. And whenever I drive up to Charlotte, he remembers me and is very happy to see me.
And now, okay, so trying to think of which topic to go with what has happened. Because there was a town.
Don't we have Patreon topics?
That's what I was just about to bring up.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Let's see. No, first I have to open up the thing because I forgot.
Well, yeah, because here's the new thing that John Brockman has did, and then that's why we all agrees with it actually, so no problem there. That's you as a patron, is it at any level or is it at a certain level?
Just any level, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of the levels thing anyway, but
so
nobody replied to that, so
so
fuck you, David.
So, David, if you become a patron of ours at patreon.com // social justice alchemy, or search for social justice alchemy on Patreon, you'll be able to now submit topic suggestions to us for upcoming shows, and we may or may discuss them, or maybe it'd be like a 1 second thing, or maybe it actually spurs on a whole conversation as well.
Yeah, David is right in the chat. People did not believe that the Earth was flat in the Middle Ages. They knew quite well that the Earth was round. The reason Chris Columbus had trouble getting funding is because he was a dumbass, ignorant piece of shit who thought the Earth was about half the size it actually is.
Yeah.
So everybody who looked at his proposal said, yeah, there's no way this could work. You and all your crew will die horribly.
You're broadcasting what you're doing on your PC, John.
Yeah. Everybody looked at it and said, no, they'll die. This cannot possibly work. Only Spain was ignorant enough to think that maybe it could work. If the Americas hadn't been there, they all would have died.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had known for about 2,000 years that the Earth was round, and about how big it was by the time Columbus came along.
Even Christians knew this.
Except apparently the Catholic monarchs of Spain.
Yeah. Well, it was during the Inquisition, to be honest. So, reason wasn't really the leading emotion. I don't know. Is reason an emotion?
That's a good question. I think
it's just an emotion.
I would say that no, it's not. But it's motivated by emotions.
Is that Posh Mode you're singing?
You mean Depeche Mode?
No, it was.
Wait, what are they called again?
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh God!
Posh is one of the Spice Girls.
Why did I say? Oh Jesus Christ!
The Posh Meds. The Posh Meds.
Take your meds, babe. Excellent. Time to bring up. My internet's unstable.
Someone in the chat wants to know what a Tomunist is, and honestly, I'm going to completely deresponsabilize myself from that. Jonathan, explain to the poor guy or poor girl or poor envy.
Just have our friends come. One friend is Tom McDonald, who is not an anarchist, but not a communist, not a socialist, but is curious about things, and in a lot of different ways, very awesome as well. Very much left of liberals for sure. And so, because we have
a friend named Tom, and so we combine Tom and communist to make Tomunist.
I'm also
thank you, John. Because, Jonathan, I was going to say I know what it means, and I wasn't understanding your explanation. So
I like the long-winded explanation, I guess. Hello.
Hi, Marky.
Hello, Dead Shoes. Welcome to.
And welcome to the podcast.
That's right. We're in the podcast portions of the show, so don't forget, if you're listening to the podcast, to write us a review on your favorite podcatching app, whether it be iTunes or Stitcher. No, we're not. Spotify. We're not Spotify.
That's me.
And if you look at the video, you'll see what I think Posh Mode is.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Don't mind Jonathan. He likes the. In my country, we have a saying. It's why make simple when you can make complicated.
That is me.
That's Jonathan. That's geek.
Yes, very much so. I get so fascinated by that. But yeah, don't forget to.
Can you mute David, please, John?
What did he do?
This may sound a little weird, Julie, but do people actually eat snails in France? I'm being curious.
Yes.
Yes. We had escargot.
I don't, because I find that disgusting. I don't eat frog either, but other people do, with a lot of garlic and parsley. And it's the same with snails, actually.
What do they taste like?
I have
butter
no
and
idea.
garlic.
They
smother it in butter and garlic in this.
Yes.
Do they smother it alive? He's like
No. That's like all animals people eat. They're mostly dead, unlike poor oysters and lobsters, of course.
Oh yeah, good point.
What's so like a
Babe,
snail?
I'm a vegetarian.
They're easy to catch.
Don't
They're
ask
high
me
in
why
protein.
people eat snails. Okay.
When you're
I don't
hungry,
know.
you'll eat whatever is available to eat.
I mean, I've eaten oysters because I'm from Florida, so we got oysters. But
and you think oysters are less disgusting than snails?
I don't know.
It's a mussel inside of a shell.
Oysters look like buggers. It's gross.
Oysters look like rocks.
On the outside.
On the outside.
But so do snails.
Yes.
I had that.
Well, fancy rocks.
No, they don't. Snails have shells.
What do you think an oyster is sitting inside of?
Shells.
Anyways, I don't eat animals, so I don't know why people eat snails. I can't help you there.
I mean, fish are good. Crabs are good. I've never really liked oysters. It's like oh god, oysters.
I am actually.
It looks like snot.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And actually, well, that's the thing. Actually, funny enough, and another Dan Olson video kind of like brought that up of like talking about like food videos and food channels as it were, because there are times where like there are things that look absolutely disgusting, but yet they taste so good. And when you try to make something that looks aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't taste that great. It's bland.
Some people eat like cockroaches.
I actually I haven't had cockroaches, but I had crickets.
I don't think people eat cockroaches.
I wouldn't put it past people for eating cockroaches.
I think some people eat crickets and
crickets they
bugs
do
like
yes.
Bugs like that, but I don't think cockroaches is. I don't know.
It's possible. Oh, I've seen people eat cockroaches as a dare, but I'm not sure if people actually eat it as a meal. But like insects are pound per pound actually like high in protein, and they're plentiful in places. And so cook them right. My disappointment with like
it's
even
not
the crickets.
more gross than corpses.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Which is what most of the animal products we eat anyway are. They're corpses. My only problem.
What does human taste like though?
I wouldn't know.
Apparently,
Pork.
some people say we taste like pork.
Oh, okay. I can believe that.
Who are these
We're called
people?
long pig.
Ah, that makes sense. Well, also on CSI, they always use pig as the closest human analog for whenever they want to do experiments when they don't have a body. Why do people food shame? Honest food you eat is like religion based on location and like culture.
I mean, eating snails is gross even to me, and I'm French, so
Yeah, but you're an elitist Trotskyist French.
I do. However,
French, yes.
To be honest, when I am sweating here in Florida and I get like salty, I do feel tasty.
I'm not going to come back, John. If you start calling me a fucking trot, okay?
Yeah, she's a trot baby. Only her mother was a trot. She votes for the trots because that's the only leftist party in France.
What's a trot?
Okay, you're an elitist landlord liberal. How about that?
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, so Isaiah asked what's a Trotsky. So that's
oh God.
Well,
you don't want to know. It's a useless person who gives out pamphlets.
Well, yeah, that's what Nikola Trotsky was, and yes, and
there are people who agree with Trotsky, basically.
It's a pro-government form of communism that was beaten back by Lenin.
Yes, authoritarian form of authoritarian like socialism and communism. I think the big difference between the Trotskyists and the other like authoritarian leftists, like Marxist,
they're not
Marxist,
Stalinists.
Is they're not Stalinists. So that's one thing. But also, I think Trotskyists believe in a worldwide. The revolution must happen worldwide all at once, as opposed to Leninism believes that like they can or Maoism can happen in each individual country.
Weirdly, they're not as bad as Maoists and Marxist-Leninists, weirdly, even though Trotsky was a piece of shit. Well, they all were, so, I mean, where do you...
have good news. I have good news. I haven't heard shit from my roommate lately.
Oh, that is good. So he's not playing like any loud music at night? Good. No Civil War in your apartment, in your house that night.
Well, I think
I am the Emperor God, please.
I think I ran him off, so I don't know.
God Emperor. I don't know. God Emperor.
Your old enemies are true entertainment. I don't know what that word is to you. Okay, I'm gonna Google Translate this. I'm sure
What?
David's talking in the chat again. I know I shouldn't pay attention to him.
You're
But
all enemies of true entertainment. And then he said, "Jizgivil to you, fucking Braunstein." Oh, sorry, Braunstein.
Didn't you mute the motherfucker?
Yeah, that was 5 minutes ago.
That was 5 minutes ago. We had
I thought that was more recent.
We had a fun conversation about like oysters looking like snot.
Also, it's lady to you, Tim. Thank you.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's why. That's another like question I was interested to brought up just because I saw it on Facebook again of people thinking like democratic socialism is just like socialism mixed with capitalism, kind of like democratic capitalism. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So my understanding of a democratic socialist is they are socialists, but they believe that we can achieve it through democratic means of like electoral politics.
I guess I'm one of those then.
What?
What? So, do you agree, Lito? What's in Lito? In your mind, what is a democratic socialist?
A motherfucker. It's a liberal.
Right, because they believe in socialism, but workers owning and controlling the means of production.
Yet they don't. They say they.
Well, if they don't, then they're not actually democratic socialists.
Is I think they
they're
believe
social
in the
democrats.
welfare state.
Okay, so yes, the social democrat is, I would say, is a capitalist or a liberal, but wants a strong social safety net, like a welfare state, like strong social programs.
I want more help for people with autism for like jobs they like, not to be placed in some job they're gonna fucking hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I want that too. But as long as we live in the society we live now, I don't want that society to last.
Hey, Jordan.
I want change. That's why I don't know if that makes sense, to be honest. But hi, Jordan, babe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I want to change too as well.
Of course, I want help for marginalized folks in the meantime, but just in the meantime, I want us to not need help anymore.
Yes, exactly, and that was this was an interesting question as well because like. Yeah, I brought it up to like some liberals as well. As like, are you okay with like rich people existing? I'm not okay with rich people existing.
Why are you still talking with liberals, babe? Honestly.
Because I go to CHWM's channel.
Yeah, that's I'm not going back until the elections have not passed.
Yes, it's only when I bring up the topic that it comes up. Otherwise, sometimes it's mostly just like questions that Star Trek or Star Wars or ask a fan. But like, Steve is also reading some of his fanfic too. I'm going to go back for that.
Yes, thank you, Tim, to address me properly.
Yes, Lady Little, the Goddess Emperor, Empress.
And
I screwed up again.
That's so anarchist. I mean, you know.
Yes. Yes, it's such an anarchist that you were referred to as Lady Little, the Goddess Empress.
That being said, when you know about the character, who's not an anarchist at all, but
and a complete failure as an emperor.
Yeah. You know why I like him and why I chose
he's pretty.
that
name.
Really no, he's not. Oh no, he's
really
not.
Good boobs. You love boobs.
Man,
he's not.
I'm looking.
He's not even a human anymore. So
yeah, you know, if we get Aaron Rabinowitz back on the show, I will look forward to you, like at least you and Aaron talking about Dune.
He's going to hate me.
What do you guys think about Black Friday? There's not going to be a Black Friday this year.
I'm looking forward to it because there's promotions on the game I play.
Oh, so there's going to be promotion on Sims 4, Guild Wars 2.
Because there's a shop in the game that you can buy stuff with gems that you buy with your own money. And during Black Friday, there are massive promotions in that shop. And I will finally be able to afford some shameful shiny stuff.
Shameful
the kind of stuff, usually adolescent boys who want to prove they have a big dick buy.
Yes, exactly.
But it's shiny, so I like it.
Right. Or as Kamala D. Crack said, Black Friday equals International Capitalist Aid Day. But it is kind of interesting, as you're saying, Isaiah, that this would be the first Black Friday in a pandemic. So, yeah, there'll still be people going to the malls if the malls are open, and we'll allow people to come in and shop.
They better not.
I agree, they better not, or just really try to limit the size of the crowds.
I mean, it's the USA, so is that after, before the election? Oh no, but even if it's after the election, it will be still Trump.
Trump will still be the president because, even if he loses the election and accepts the results or whatever that happens, it still be
he'll have a few months left in office.
Yes, until January. Yes.
Your country is weird.
Yes,
well, it gives time to prepare for the transition.
That was
that.
And remember, this was set up in the late 1700s.
Well, I mean, the date has varied. Sense. It used to be that the president didn't take office until, I think, May sometimes back in the 19th century.
That's right. And there used to be a thing where, the new president would travel around the country as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in real life, I think Black Friday sucks because
it's harmful to everyone in the lower rungs of society.
Yeah, poor especially people workers. Really... I mean, also, have you seen those cringe videos from richer people that watch poor people fight each other for stuff I mean, I don't like that.
I've never seen those.
You're very lucky.
News reports get put on YouTube, basically, and then...
Oh, apparently there's a new Blair White controversy. Can I say that I don't give a shit about Blair White, and I hope she drinks bleach?
I have not.
No, I don't hope, because that would be bad. But I would not care if she did.
I'm sure she made a joke like that before, but I don't know what's the reason that she missed.
Oh, it was something about attacking a trans athlete.
Yes. Oh, Tom McDonald is here. Hey, Tom.
Hey. I was going to say I'm not coming on the podcast unless there's Tom or Mehmet anymore because John is mean. But Tom is here.
Yeah.
And we can hear you. Hello, Tom.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I had to come on because I just...
Bye-bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Oh, bye, Joe.
Mm-hmm. I gotta leave at 3, so...
Okay. Happy birthday, Marty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, happy birthday, Marty. You're old.
So not compared to some people, but I had to come on. I just caught a little bit of the conversation, Julie, that you were having about getting gems because you are a young boy that likes dicks. I didn't really catch it, so I didn't understand exactly what you were saying, and I was so confused that I had to come on.
Yes, that's because you're old, Tom.
No, I'm not. Not yet.
I got 3 postcards from you now.
Okay, then there's one more coming.
Yay!
Yeah.
That pissed off Mylin's parents, who are transphobic fucks. So that's a good thing.
Oh my God, Tom, are you possessed? Your tech worked first. Your tech worked the first time. Hey, when Tom was,
it has been working on the. I don't know if Zoom did some changing, and I think. With the latest download, it's been working. Otherwise, before I had to make adjustments every time.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's apparently, and that's why I say, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Honestly, that's not because Tom's old. Isaiah had trouble with that earlier today.
Have you seen Marty's message about your tech,
He's
Tom?
very not old.
Yeah.
Isaiah's baby. He's only 27.
Yeah.
Tom, have you seen Marty's message to you on Facebook? That was
on the chat.
On the chat. Oh, okay.
OMG, Tom, are you possessed? Your test worked first time.
Well, that's what I was responding to.
I said that. I said that.
Yeah, well,
Tom, Mylene says hi back.
Oh, good. You did. You got one of the ones that I finally decided to.
I have the Death Valley. I have the one of the river you went canoeing on.
The bridge over the river. Yeah, the railroad bridge over the river. And the
last one is, I don't know, the Devil Sponge Bowl.
Oh, really? That seems like something I don't remember sending that recently.
No, it was. There's the date. It was. It's a little faint, but I think it was September 27.
Oh, okay. So a while ago, or years ago.
I don't know. It could
be.
It's
3 weeks ago. That's not that long ago.
No, I'm losing track. Also, the cards seem to be coming more quickly than they did before when you were in the other place.
Yeah. We're not in a city anymore, so I think it's sorted more quickly by the post people.
Well, you're also close. You're also closer by a number of kilometers.
Yeah, 500. I don't think it's a big distance.
Maybe you're closer to the post office now.
No, I'm not. We live in the middle of nowhere now.
I don't know.
Yeah, I looked you up on Google Maps, and I looked up the satellite view. It looks like you're in a nice rural area.
Yeah. It's the neighborhood where we live is has been started to be constructed like 2 years ago, but it's in the middle of the fields. Yeah. It's really there's no pharmacy in the town. We have to go to another town. And that was funny when I got my meds because the woman seemed very overwhelmed. I'm not sure she knows what fibromyalgia is.
This is my favorite month because it's getting cooler.
All right. Well, we have everybody here. A nice full house.
Shut up, David.
I didn't dox her. I could if I wanted to, but
Yeah, you could.
He lives in the mountains of Normandy, just near the Alps.
It is. So anyway,
almost on the coast of the North Sea.
Yeah.
By Gibraltar.
I mean, yeah.
But while we have a nice full house, let's go ahead and get fishy-fashy.
It's the only place you Americans know where it is in France, no? Normandy.
It's right across
in Paris.
It's where Americans saved you from the Nazis.
Exactly.
Well, where 2 beaches of Americans saved you, and then 3 beaches of British and Canadians saved you better.
No, it was us by ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, we lost more
whole Russian front saved us even better.
Nope.
Well, that's on the eastern side.
Nope.
Hey, anyway,
communism is a failure.
Yes. Shut up and do fishy-fashy.
I almost got slapped for saying that the Russians did more than we did to win the war.
Oh, they did.
They did.
They did. USSR won the war, not you.
Agreed. Anyway.
Well, I think we won the peace. But
well, maybe. it's so fishy-fashy.
All right.
Yes.
So first up, because he's back on Twitter and I just can't resist it, Sargon of Akkad. Carl the
God.
Dipshit.
Jesus God. Oh, man.
He thinks that there's more evidence for elite pedophile rings than for Russian interference.
What?
Carl tweeted that he thinks there's more evidence for elite pedophile rings than for Russian interference.
God.
Next up, we have renowned and highly respected journalist Paul Joseph Watson.
Oh, no.
Who thinks that libertarians are the future leaders of society.
Sorry.
And these are the Lolpitarians as well.
Yes. And finally, Ian Miles Chong.
Oh, the Holy Trinity you chose.
Ian Miles Chong thinks that
I
Portlanders...
heard he's an asshole.
He thinks that Portlanders elect communists to office.
What?
Of course, Ian Chong would think that. Oh God.
So because he hasn't been here in a while, let's start with Tom. Which one of those do you think is fake, Tom?
He died. Tom.
No, he's just processing.
Putting on his hat.
Oh.
I'm not processing. I'm buffering. God, they all make so much sense.
Yeah.
I mean, given the idiots, they don't make sense at all given reality. But I am most familiar with and most despise Sargon, so I'm going to go with the Russian interference versus milking young children for their vital fluids.
Precious bodily fluids. So you think that one's the fake, that Carl's?
I'm going to go with that. I don't really know.
Okay, proceeding counterclockwise. Jonathan.
Okay. 1 to 2 will be Sargon, 3 to 4 will be Paul Joseph Watson, and 5 to 6 will be Armstrong. I'm just gonna.
Oh Jesus!
It rolled a 2, so I'm going to go with Sargon as well with Tom.
Okay.
I didn't know that you could use. I could have gotten my dice out.
You don't trust them. You don't trust.
No, you're not,
numbers.
Tim. You're not the only one. I do too. It's kind of racist, I think, but.
Yeah. Anyway.
What, to trust dice?
No.
Tim
to confuse
if,
Jan Mais Chong and Andy and go.
Yes, that's what actually Gamergate did. But anyway,
they both do incredibly stupid shit all the time. All right, so next up, Isaiah. Which one do you think is fake?
Given that all of them are assholes, I probably think all of them are real, but I'm leaning on the second one.
Going with Pige. You don't think that he would back libertarians? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I heard someone call him Dusty from Code of Dusty calls him Ian Mouse Chong. Ian Mouse Wrong.
That's a good one.
And Ian Mouse Chud.
Yeah, that's very accurate. I like Dusty.
Yep.
I asked him to come on the show, but he never answered me. I think he doesn't have time for that with all the cats he has to
running
take
an animal
care
shelter
of
takes a lot
all
of
that. Yeah.
All right. So Julie, which one do you think is the fake?
I'm going to say Chong because no one chose him. Poor thing.
Want to make sure I don't get a sweep. All right. So let's go ahead and take these in order. First up, Carl Gunn, or Robin Hood at Greenwood Outlaw.
Really?
His AIDS account or something.
That's his new account. Does he think that there's more evidence for elite pedophile rings than there is for Russian interference? Well, he retweeted Matthew Walter, who I don't know who that is, who said that QAnon is probably closer to baseline reality than the New York Times.
Oh, God.
To which Carl responded, there is more evidence for elite pedophile rings than there is for Russian interference.
So he is that much of an asshole.
Yeah, well, yes. Also, he's English, so who cares what he thinks about American politics?
Well, the Russians also interfered in Britain.
Yes, in Brexit.
And France and everywhere else.
I mean, that's not why Trump won the election. It's not because of Russians, but
they did.
It happened.
Do what they did. So that means that Tom and Jonathan did not win this time. Sorry, guys.
In your butt. Well, I don't get to say that if I didn't win. So.
So next up, we have Paul Joseph Watson, who retweeted Justin Amash. Justin Amash said, the First Amendment prohibits government censorship and protects private censorship. In a free society, Twitter and Facebook are allowed to make horrible decisions with respect to content moderation, and you're allowed to tell them off and use another service. Justin Amash is a libertarian. Paul Joseph Watson replied, this is why libertarians have become irrelevant in society.
Oh, you won.
Isaiah got it right. Paul Joseph Watson attacked his base, apparently, decided that he doesn't like libertarians so much anymore. But the fact is that Justin Amash is absolutely right about this one. The First Amendment prohibits government action, not private corporations. Private corporations can censor anybody they want on their platforms.
That's right. That's referring.
No, it's real. You're not a moron, Carlos. You can.
Yeah. Yes, Metho, you are English, but we listen to you and like you and think you like say.
We value your opinion, unlike the motherfucker.
Is like Paul Joseph Watson, who's also from Sheffield. But Isaiah won.
Yes, Isaiah won.
Congratulations.
Which means that Ian Miles Chong actually did say, most Portlanders agree with this crap and struggle with white guilt, or they wouldn't keep electing the same flaccid communists into city council year after year.
I mean, I didn't really think it was a fake, but I didn't want you to. I didn't want it. I thought kind of like Isaiah. I wanted to vote for Paul Joseph Watson at first, but I ended up. I did. In case I was wrong, I didn't want you to win.
And also, he said this while retweeting Andy and Go. So all of you racists can now look back and forth between the two tweets and say, I can't tell those two apart.
I can't tell most men apart, to be honest.
But that was also like the thing that Gamer Gators like did. They confused Ian Miles Chung for Andy and Arthur Chu all the time, apparently, because a lot of Gamer Gators are racist. But like Ian Miles Chung said, okay, listen, Seattle has at least one socialist city council member. Not sure about Portland, have to like check on that, but just like I don't know if there's any like actual communists that like have been elected to Portland city council members. Might be some left,
and we have no information at all about how flaccid they are. Any of them.
Before I go, I want to ask Julie about this this beheading of this teacher in Paris. Did you hear about that?
No, I don't watch the news.
Okay.
Basically,
my mental health depends on it right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Muslim.
So I know there's a how do you call that when you don't have the right to go out after dark?
Lockdown.
Or
the curfew.
Thank you. I know there's a curfew in Paris, but I don't know if it's because of that or because of COVID. Because I know a lot of cities are in high alert, including Lyon and Paris and other cities.
The air. Where the Airbus airplanes are made, is it pronounced Toulon? You know where the Airbus.
Please spell it.
Toulouse.
Toulouse, yeah, Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, because Lautrec was from there.
I don't know where I got Toulon from, but I'm a dumb American.
I think you crossed it with Avignon. Or possibly
Toulouse
Trudeau.
is a very, very nice city. It's called a pig city because the stone that is local and makes up most of the building is pink. It's very pretty city, but I wouldn't move there because of the climate. It's even warmer in the summer than in my home city. So no.
Yeah. Well, I gotta run, but I'll catch up with you guys next week.
See you, Isaiah.
Indeed, see you, Isaiah.
Have a good day.
Bye, Isaiah.
Bye, comrades.
And me. And the Tommy list.
We did actually explain that, actually.
Good.
Bye, Julie.
Oh my God, David. Fuck you. Bye, Isaiah. He said, when you've got nothing to lose. Stop laughing.
I can't.
You're encouraging him. Stop it.
I'm also, fuck you, won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, won't do what you tell me.
Oh, we don't want to get a copyright strike. You're muted.
Well, duh, Tim. So Cheong assertion is wrong. Yes, it's a Cheong assertion. So yes, it's wrong. The guy never got anything right in his life.
And of course, Paul Joseph Watson doesn't like libertarians. He's a fascist. So he doesn't agree with the libertarian idea of eliminating government and letting corporations take over. He wants the government to take over and run all the corporations as part of the tool to get all wealth to the elite. All wealth and power to the elite.
So it's a question of means, not a method, not a question of ends. The point is to get rich people rich.
But he wants to do so by controlling the corporations.
Sure.
You know, I always say that John is kind of an ass. He's just an ass now because he called cats libertarians. If you insult cats, John, I'm not going to talk with you. How dare you?
I saw that and I thought, oh, Jesus. Julia's going to take his head off.
Yes.
I remember that now. It was on Facebook. That's right. Oh, yeah.
Cats hate you. That's why yours is always eating your fucking hand.
And feet.
And feet. And calves.
Let's see. Now I'm going to bring up the image so that everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yes, do.
The thing that has you so upset.
Okay.
Yes, but Joseph Watson thinks he's part of the elite. That's very funny.
Yes, that is
The guy
true.
is a moron. Yeah, I know, it's funny.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
No, he's in an elite class of
of morons.
I was grasping for the French term, so it's moron.
No, it doesn't exist in French. I don't think we have an equivalent. No, you have imbecile.
Imbecile, oui.
Yeah.
You have idiot. So idiot is not good. We don't have
Bête du
an
droit.
equivalent to moron.
It'll be bête du
Maybe
droit ou
that's
bête
why
de la
I like-
droite?
What?
Bête du droite ou bête de la droite? I can never remember the political
Bête
wings.
droite?
Are they masculine or feminine?
Beat up.
Oh,
David Scott
yeah,
nailed it.
It's feminine.
There we go.
Bête de la droite.
Moron.
But David Scott nailed it. The French equivalent of moron is Macron.
Yes. Well, he's not a moron. He's evil.
I see.
He's pretty smart, unlike the American one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Sadly, if he was a moron, it would be easier to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to laugh at what Marty said in the chat. Well, apparently no is okay with erect communists.
But no, that was Chong, not Ngo.
See, we're not the only ones who confuse those two morons.
But yeah, that was what that libertarian that Paul Joseph Watson was dunking on, essentially was referring to an article that Twitter actually slowed down their website and their infrastructure to prevent the spread of this one article. I don't know what it is. I just haven't read it. Just Bo just in his recent video just talk about it essentially, and how again, free market conservatives not understanding the free markets and complaining about how Twitter is using their rightful power to not do anything disseminating a terrible article, and because they allowed other articles about that article to be spread around easily, just slowing down the spread of that one article. But yeah,
I mean, yes, he's Tim says that Macron is a neoliberal, and please don't read what David said.
Too late.
And I mean, he's not even a neoliberal. It's what Americans call a liberal. I don't think Macron would be all that bad for American liberals. He's kind of their wet dream. He's a capitalist.
Yeah.
He's young. He's kind of pretty, I guess.
And he likes MILFs.
Yeah, and that's very. I don't.
And that's
like
very
that
American.
term.
Ask Ted Cruz.
That's very misogynistic too. So.
Yeah, this is a good point.
The problem is not that Macron likes older women. The problem is that older women kind of sexually abused him. So, Anyways, I don't think most Americans that consider themselves not right-wing would object to Macron's politics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
We in France, however, do object.
Well, you did elect him, so not enough of you objected.
Mm-hmm. And not only
if we don't re-elect him, we'll see. I hope we don't re-elect him, the motherfucker. I really don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Want him again. Well,
is what's her name running again? The neo-Nazi Barbie that you have there in France?
Oh, Le Pen.
Le Pen.
Marine.
No, Le Pen.
Marine Le Pen.
It's from Bretagne, Brittany.
Okay. Is she running again?
Oh, I think she will. She always do.
Okay, so it's again like just like before. France will be encouraged to
she's not going to win, but she's going to run. Not because she's a fascist, but because she's an aristocrat. They still haven't understood that if they want to win, they have to stop putting Le Pen in front, and they have. If they found a pro guy, I'm pretty sure he would have a chance.
But the aristocrats are better.
No.
Yes, by blood. It's.
Yeah, we're French, babe.
Better.
We're French.
But they're better.
Well, they're shorter by like this
Johnny
amount.
Rotten always was. Sorry, what?
He made a visual pun.
That aristocrats are shorter by about this much.
Yes.
Than other people.
Yeah, me too, but not for the same reasons.
Okay, so yeah. So
I would hope not, because you have nice head jewelry. I mean, piercings and stuff. It's very attractive.
Rudy Giuliani's daughter endorsed Joe Biden.
I see.
She's like, I love my dad. I disagree with him on everything. Vote for Joe Biden.
Wait, the very bad lawyer guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the former mayor of New York.
Yes, that Rudy Giuliani.
The guy who's getting played by
Marty
the
David
Russians.
is fired, but he doesn't seem to want to leave, so.
He still tolerates us. Well, maybe it's all to tolerate him.
I mean, your puns aren't that good in a general sense, David, but that one is no.
It's so just how
Marine with an N. Marine.
Like marine.
And I do think some people might find her attractive. I have no idea. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Maybe she's a little strong-jawed for most men to find her conventionally attractive, but that has nothing to do with attractiveness.
So, Tom,
that has to do with being a fucking Nazi.
So, little Tom, how have you been since we haven't seen you in 2 weeks, or haven't talked to you in 2 weeks or so?
How have I been?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. I have a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks to see a cardiologist to see if they are going to do something like electroshock me or give me chemicals to convert my heart back to a regular rhythm, so maybe I'd have a little more energy. That would be nice. But so I'm just kind of cruising at this lower baseline energy level that I've been at for a couple months.
Have you considered getting it replaced with a pig heart? Meaning kill a cop, rip their heart out of their chest and put it in yours.
Don't compare cops to pigs.
Pigs are useful.
Yeah, pigs are smart.
And tasty. I have not ever eaten a cop, so I wouldn't know. No, I haven't eaten a cop. Had to think about that.
Yeah, no, no. Don't get yourself food poisoning, babe. You don't know where it's been.
She wouldn't have been a cop when I and forget it. Anyway. But the other thing is that I found my there are 4 units in my apartment building, and 3 of them are on solid concrete slab. Yeah, but mine is over a dirt floor basement, and so the floor joists on in my apartment are rotting, and the floorboards are rotting, some of them pretty badly. And now they're my landlady is thinking about I think very strongly about moving me out of my apartment for a period of time to the next door apartment, which is empty now, to rip out the floor and put in new joists and new floorboards and new flooring and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that'd be a pain in the ass.
And so, this is happening at this time when I'm feeling no energy and feeling all this anxiety about the election and what you people are talking about behind my back, which is nerve-wracking. So anyway, I'm that's part of what's going on too. I just have no energy, and then I'm being asked to possibly pack up this stuff. I got 20 years worth of junk, and I'm a pack rat. 20 years worth of junk in my apartment that I would have to pack up and move. Now I would have help with the heavy lifting of moving, but I would still have to be the person who puts stuff and pack stuff away in boxes so that they would, so that they could move it. I wouldn't trust anybody to just pack the stuff that I have here and have, I'd never find anything again. Of course, on that, from that point of view, maybe I would just wind up throwing out all those boxes, and then I would have a clean apartment. Hey, I'm beginning to feel better. Maybe I just get rid of all this junk that I built up over the years, and then have to acquire half of it again when I realized that I really needed it. But no, so that's what's going on with me. The big thing right now is just the low energy because of the fibrillation and the possibility of having to move all of my junk next door in a really reasonably short period of time, and then moving it all back when they fixed the floor. So that always sucks about like the move. It's like the packing and unpacking. Can we just like help like a roommate or a friend like stay? Yeah, well, if you guys could all come over, that would be helpful. But there's this whole pandemic, and
right,
and the people around here don't take the pandemic at all seriously.
I'm living in South Carolina, buddy.
Yeah, I have to. I have a lot of masks, a lot of clean, new masks that I make people put on when they come in.
Yes, that's a good thing to do. Yeah,
and sometimes people barge in and okay, we're going to look at this thing now, and we're going to go down your basement, and they and they're in here before I have a chance to throw a mask at them. So, but I always wear a mask, so
yeah,
they're protected.
Exactly. That's a good point. I remember seeing one of my Twitter friends don't want to vote because they live in a predominantly mask-free area and they don't want to go out and wait in long lines at polling stations with a lot of people that are not wearing masks during this pandemic. So liberals don't.
I'm sorry, guys. My internet connection is
not risking their life.
I don't think that the audience caught most of that, Jonathan. My internet connection went unstable.
Okay.
They missed it quite a bit there, but hopefully it will recover soon.
Yeah, but at least they got to see the tweet that I put in the live chat of do you think the tall one or the short one gives better head?
Which, people here can see if they go over to the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I was typing in the chat. Hold on. John's internet is wonky.
Seems to have recovered at the moment, but who knows? Nope. It's...
I got that.
Yeah, and nothing else other than that. So I kind of stopped talking on my point. John Brockman's back in the Zoom call, so hopefully that things they won't then affect the stream whatsoever. Just will be a short stutter. Who knows?
Who knows why the internet does that? Technology is wicked deep juju.
It is. I'm actually kind of impressed that I only got.
I'm juju.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's how my friends
everything looks back. Everything looks back on my end.
It seems to have stabilized. It's no longer dipping down to 0.
Are we back, audience? Tell us. We'll wait 30 seconds as well. We'll type in the chat too.
Yeah, it'll take a minute.
Well, I'm usual.
So I found a post on Reddit.
I have a few bucks to send me on the thingy.
PayPal?
Yes. I wouldn't be against it because despite having no rent to pay, that fucking storage unit is way too expensive. I'm already in the shit and I don't have any money before.
No, my internet is not stable.
Anyways, I'm a little anxious about money, like always, and I have a cold, so I'm whiny, like always. But other than that, I'm well settled now and starting to feeling at home. Even though there's a floor, like the ground floor, and there's a first floor for the
you have to
bedrooms.
climb stairs?
So, yeah, I have to climb stairs, but I have my cane, so
okay. The same cane the same cane you hit rude passengers with.
Yeah, no, not that one. I don't hit people with that one. It's an expensive one. It's the pretty one.
Oh, okay. Don't damage the pretty cane. Yes.
But yeah, I don't have a pacemaker, so I'm okay.
That's good. So yeah, I put in the your PayPal and link into the live chat, even though it's down below in the description. So people go there and stuff like that.
Don't anyone go broke.
Give Julie money, or I will stop being your friend and hit you.
Don't go broke doing it.
No. If you can, and I eat. Mylene is providing. But
thank you, Mylene.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's a true. Well, we've known each other for 15 years now.
Tim asked, how much do you need?
Not a lot. What you can spare, 20. I don't know, 20 bucks, 5, 10, 15 bucks.
But Tim is also Canadian, so it's it's close to American, I think. A little bit.
When you say bucks, Julie, you mean euros?
That's not making a big difference. The difference between our bucks is not that big, especially between American dollars and euros. That's not a very big difference.
Maybe it's a Canadian. Yeah, it's only €1 to 1.117 of US dollars. I would type in Canadian dollars now. It's okay. So €1 is like 1.5 Canadian dollars.
Oh, that's a lot, actually.
Yeah, that is. So yes, Canadian dollars are the American dollars are worth more. Don't feel too bad, Tim, but Tim knows that he's Canadian, and he's like, oh, that reminds me.
That's a better thing to have your money worth a little less, because that means usually life is a little less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
or if you have a lot of debt as well, and there's inflation actually, then you actually over time.
Yeah, it's Canada. They're not in debt.
Well, yeah, they're Canada. They're not nice.
I don't know.
Native,
they have a moral debt to
no,
repay to
not
their
nice
indigenous
to
people.
Yes, that's why I've been hearing.
Yeah, well,
actually,
but their money is gorgeous.
Their money is gorgeous. Oh yeah,
I would love to have the Canadians' money.
Yeah, I mean, like most of money around the world in other countries.
Yes, please, Canadians, send us all your money. We want it.
Be like Haiti. Give France money.
Well,
oh God.
No,
I don't think Haiti pays us anymore, actually.
Okay, but the other French colonies, former French colonies, do. So.
Yes, but Haiti, they were the first one to rebel, and they were the first ones to say, "Fuck it, we're not paying anymore." I'm pretty sure they're not paying anymore.
Oh,
not to France, anyways.
Okay, at least not to France.
I think they're paying you, though.
They might, because we did back a coup against them, or defunded or helped to overthrow their government in 1991, because that's what America does.
Anyways, I'm okay. I'm eating. I have a place to live. It's just I'd like some, a little leisure money.
Yeah.
So, and don't go out of your way for me. It would just be nice. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I just looked into it. Turns out Haiti did not just stop paying the debt. They just paid it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had an independence debt that was owed to France.
Yeah, I knew that, but I thought they decided that they wouldn't pay it anymore.
French government acknowledged the payment of 90 million francs in 1893.
Oh my God, that's
And it took until 1947 for Haiti to finally pay off all the associated interest of the debt.
Yeah, interest. That's, yeah. If you haven't read David Graeber's, who's on screen, book that's called Debt, the first 5,000 years, read it. Or listen to it. There's a free reading of it on YouTube.
Yep, I did find it. I'm going to find is that everything? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to link a playlist into the live chat. David Graeber's Dank Audio Stash. It's but that has the book. That's the first 5,000
Marty, can you not pun, please? I like you.
I like your puns. I like puns in general. Even David's most.
I do too, but I don't like to encourage them.
And I also put together a David Graeber watch list for all of a lot of his talks, and so sometimes it'll be redundant because it'll be 10 talks on his debt book and other talks on his bullshit jobs book and stuff like that. But still, there's actually a lot of a good talks that he does about America's gun or the myth of the gun, and then one of his last talks he did with the archaeologist David Wingrove about the myth.
Oh God, David. I like Pratchett's puns, not yours. Don't flatter yourself.
It's because she's kind of an asshole, that's all.
Yes. Also, just one thing. Tim, Newfoundland, is that Terre-Neuve?
Terre-Neuve?
What?
That is talking about a Canadian territory, and
you mean Tenerife?
I don't know. Terre-Neuve. I think it means new land, so maybe it's Newfoundland. I don't know the English names of French territories.
Republique de Terre-Neuve, yeah. That is.
I think it's islands.
I think that's
but I'm not sure because I suck at geography.
Newfoundland is
this place. It's located in Omerica, which I think is South America.
David sent me 45.98 euros.
Newfoundland and love.
Thank you, David. I don't
Oh.
deserve you.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. But
No, I don't. I know.
yes, well, actually, you do. But
no, I don't.
I think you
I mean,
deserve
I don't
each other.
deserve.
I think you
friends
should
like
be put
that,
in a,
but-
I think you should be put in a room together and forced to listen to each other talk and make puns and
Okay,
get upset
I
about
thought you
puns.
were going to say something else, and I was going to disagree, but
Oh, let's see. There's Saint-Pierre and Miquelon.
I would love to know what you were thinking. I was thinking, but I don't want to ask now.
no, you don't.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to.
Wow, those are very small islands off of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Jesus,
those
That's
are very
bad.
small islands.
that is
But apparently
very
they're
bad,
not
David.
part of Canada. There's Saint-Pierre and Miquelon.
Yes.
But actually, what has been like happening in Canada right now, I'm trying to find like a source to like a share.
Okay, so it's Terre-Neuve. The French name of Newfoundland is Terre-Neuve because it's from French Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not
Well, France
now.
technically occupied most of Canada at one point. So.
No, but I mean where they speak French.
No.
Oh no, I think that's Central Canada.
That's Quebec. Quebec is where
And-
they speak French.
Oh,
Yes, I know, but I don't know where is it.
Newfoundland is on
map.
the East Coast.
Because like I said, I suck at geography.
Newfoundland is east of Quebec, on the Atlantic, on North Atlantic.
So there's speaking of Canada, I don't know the full story on it, but I think there's like in First Nations people in Nova Scotia that was been trying to like fish as normal fishing lobsters as well. The white settlers are doing awful things to them to the point where it's like yesterday they set the place on fire, and so
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Vegans or just your run-of-the-mill asshole?
It's the Canadian government or Newfoundland government. So it's just like some people are calling it almost like to the point of like a race war essentially. Because
I'm asking not just to be an asshole to vegans, okay? But because vegans have been giving some grief to Inuits and other indigenous tribes that live in the north where no vegetables can grow, so they have to eat fucking meat.
And this is something that like Joy has also mentioned on Facebook and I back and forth before, and I do actually agree because I remember in Seattle that there's like the tribes that like do a ritual of hunting whales like every year or something like that, and the Seattle city government and like the King County allows them, the Washington state government allows them to, and actually had to like block or separate animal rights activists, protesters protesting the whale hunting, and I'm just like, when I was a kid in high school, I was like, I didn't know the nuance of that, but now I'm just like, okay, listen, animal rights activists, they're doing a ritual. They're not like making the whales go extinct. They are actually respectful. They're not like the whale hunters.
They're not going to make them extinct.
Japan and Norway are doing that just fine on their own.
Yes,
exactly.
That's why I say that I'm not vegetarian because of animal rights. I am vegetarian because of capitalism.
Exactly, and many of the cool like vegans that I know of,
sorry, anti-speciesist, I don't believe in your ideology, but I respect what you do. Well, if you don't fuck with indigenous people. That's it.
Right, exactly. Because many of the vegan activists that I know of also are anarchists or libertarian socialists as well. So like their main problem with like the meat industry is mostly just like the industry part of it, and some of those also vegans would like.
But they are friends, so they're not assholes. But I think they're not the majority of the movement because majority of people are assholes.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a vegan thing; it's a people thing.
Right, it's a people thing.
Vegans are people, so
Right. So the U.S. Was it vegans that were setting fire to the fishery of the indigenous people in Nova Scotia? No, I think it's the other lobsters or the other fishers, the white settler fishers of Canada, of the Nova Scotia province government and the Mounties, the actual police, the Mounties are also kind of either complicit or assisting this kind of these terrible things that are happening to the indigenous people that are just trying to get on with their lives and fish lobsters. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I think it's a powder cake situation there in Nova Scotia. So I wish I could find a link to an article to explain this, and I know that in a Discord server I'm part of they have, but my Discord's not working for some reason. So yeah, so just want to bring it up because I don't know if a lot of people are talking about that. Yeah, shit's going down in Nova Scotia, and it's affecting indigenous cultures.
Yeah, that sucks. But white people sucks, so
Yep. Yeah, white
hence
people
the title
suck.
of the stream. I narrowed it down a little bit from white people to cishet white men, but
so that's what the acronym's for.
What does it mean?
Cishet white men.
Oh,
yes,
CHWM. Cishet white
yeah.
men.
I wish they were illegal now.
I agree. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, John. You have to be illegal. We'll probably make exceptions to you or make you
I'm not able-bodied. I think we could build in.
No, don't do that. I want to be an outlaw. I think that's radical. I think that's
no, but you're not
cool.
able to. You're kind of able, John, but you're kind of
able-bodied, but neurodivergent.
Yeah, you're kind of. I was going to say you're kind of autistic, but it's more complicated. But
I think is asshole a
no, because then every Republican would be able to go on disability.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Let's not make assholeism a disability.
Yep. For once, David has said something smart. The concept of legality is a fiction, anyways. Yes.
There we go. It's okay. I copied the link. I'm on my phone now because Discord works on my phone, but on my computer. So I'm going to post a link about the situation that's happening in Canada right now with the.
Actually, before you do that, Jonathan, we're about to run out of time on the recording for the podcast portion. So I would like to end that on a bit of an upbeat note.
Sure.
So this news is coming out of New Zealand. Rescue mission to save stranded whales in Coromandel. Efforts have been successful tonight to keep alive and refloat a pod of pilot whales in the shallows off Coromandel Peninsula. Yay. The whales were spotted swimming in shallow, muddy water at Colville Bay. About 15 of the pilot whales went back into deeper waters, but at least 25 were still in the shallows. Project Jonah members, Department of Conservation staff, and local iwi have worked all day to free the remaining whales. So, actually, I can put this on the screen, and you can see that they are... They've put wet sheets over the whales to keep them cool, and it looks like they are digging trenches to try and help refloat them. So that they can get back into sea when the tide comes back in. So,
yay for repopulation of previously endangered species.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, Mylene made crepes for lunch, so I ate a lot. So I haven't eaten yet, and it's getting hungry. So I'm going to leave.
Okay.
All right.
Because I need to eat, and I lost 2 kilos.
Yes.
That is significant. Yes.
Congratulations.
That's like 5 pounds for the Americans.
Almost.
Yeah. Also, free Britney, and
yes.
I love you guys, and I love you, babes.
Mm-hmm.
You are,
and I
the
will
reason
be.
that people don't hate France so much these days.
Aww.
Yes, you and Mylon. They're the 2 best things about France.
Yes.
Aww. Stop it! I need to go eat.
Okay, have food, babe.
I love you, babes, and I will be here next week, even if I make some shorter appearances. I will try to be here every week. Okay.
Good, even though you're a trot.
No, she's a daughter of a trot.
Bye.
Kind of an asshole. Bye, Julie.
Love you.
So yeah, Joey said So yeah, Joey said in the live chat, it's the quad. Their lobster fishers are finally ready to catch out the white men season, and they're less than 1,000. They have less than 1,000 traps. So basically, yeah, the quad are doing well, as it were. The industry white dudes are pissed that they get to. So since they want the last 0.1% of the catch, they're throwing in violent hissy fits. So yeah, it's like,
so it's a yet another race riot from the whites.
Yes, the whites are just really pissed off about the indigenous First Nations peoples of Nova Scotia doing well with their fisheries, with the lobsters, and it's a terrible situation. So I just want to bring attention to that. So we have done that now. We as white settlers are at least raising voices of indigenous people, which I think is something we should. Like our friend Joey. Mm-hmm. And something for us to keep in mind. And the Mounties are also in part of this too. So yes, even in Canada, all cops are bastards. I have one Facebook friend that's like said, "Oh, but we're in Canada. We're not that bad, unless you're native."
Yeah, I am. This is terribly disturbing for me because as a kid, I grew up with the myth of the Mounties as the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and
what was the cartoon?
Dudley Do-Right?
Yeah, but yes, Dudley Do-Right. But before that, there was Sergeant Preston of the Northwest Mounted Police was a radio show and a TV show. I think they had a TV show of that, and that was that was very oppressive. But again, that's probably because cop shows, at least back when I was a kid, showed cops as heroes. So
yeah, that was
speaking of heroes. Are we past the podcast time?
Yes.
I'm old, and I wanted to at least catch one end of the podcast. Since I didn't catch the front end, catch the back end. But I am old, and I am fading. I don't have anything as cool as crepes to go to, but I do have some frozen chimichangas. So I think
chimichangas.
Yeah, they're fairly good. They're actually shredded beef, and that's better than the ground up crap. So anyway, I'm getting hungry now, and I'm very tired. So fuck everybody. I think everybody I don't know about a couple, but I think pretty much everybody in the chat is okay with me saying fuck you. And I know the two of you have to be, because you tell me to fuck myself, so I figure it has to be reciprocal. So
yes, that's how anarchism works. From each according to their ability, to each according to their need to fuck off.
Yes.
Fuck everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tom. So for the new audience members in the chat, because we have a couple of them actually, that's Tom McDonald's way of saying goodbye, fuck you, and it's an inside thing. Again, we need to have that wiki. But I want to add on to Tom's point about how he thought the Mounties were kind of cool because of TV shows that showed them as heroes, but related how to cops showed the cops as heroes as well. And to everyone who hasn't listened to Behind the Police, listen to Behind the Police, because that was the part of the thesis of the last episode of Behind the Police, the propaganda of how do people. I even I said to someone, I say we abolish the police. They're like, really? Abolish all the police? Yeah, abolish all the police. They're not needed. What if there's a sniper or something like that? They go to an extreme example where a rapid response force might be needed, but even in the sniper situation that actually did happen in Texas, the other people, the civilians, also assisted the police to try to help out. Let's not forget in the terrible Parkland shootings, that police officer didn't go in at all to the Parkland school. So there's kind of at least anecdotal examples but even in those terrible situations, cops were not that useful.
Yeah. And also it's but who are you going to call if you get robbed? To which black people say, we don't call the cops. I mean, there's already communities that are afraid to call the police and do not trust the police, do not call the police. They're obviously not doing great, but we have to end the police so that we can replace them with something that actually serves the community and not the needs of the wealthy.
Yeah, yes, rapid response like social workers or like care workers or like mental health experts as well to de-escalate the situation. But many people think that cops do a lot of good things because of the shows that they'll watch. And yeah, Dragnet got a lot of like it managed to got a lot of assistance from the LAPD because like, oh, you're going to show the cops in a good light, so here's all this equipment that you could have, here's some like cops that we can have you for free and stuff like that. And then later versions as well, they kind of like worked the police for consulting, and the police would like say what would be they go on air or not, because if they Dragnet said, yeah, Dragnet like wrote a anti-cop like storyline. well, yeah, but that's along the same line. If like Dragon wrote an anti-cop like storyline, the LPD would like stop, give them like access to all the cool toys to show on this show, or deny them permits to like film on LA streets and stuff like that. So it's kind of like there was an incentive there to be pro-cop on Dragnet and to work with the LAPD. Dick Wolf was also like with Law and Order. Dick Wolf hated all of the like perceptions of prosecutors being bad and terrible people and evil, so Dick Wolf wanted to literally put prosecutors, show them in a good light, so they created Law and Order. And again, the cops are always the good guys, rarely any like anti-cop like storylines in any of the shows. Same thing.
The only time they presented anyone who was negative of the police, that was usually as extreme black activists and
or communists, as it were, I'm sure. Yeah,
I don't recall any communists.
Yeah, I don't recall any.
I mean, in 20 years, it would be surprising if there weren't any, but I do recall there were a number of shows that showed the tension between black people and white people, and there was always the good black person to stand up against the Malcolm Xerox.
I should watch the show Lucifer. I heard good things about it, but
it is like a really fun show. It really is.
But can't be cop loving at times, and that's the thing. My favorite anime essentially has cops in it with like standalone complex goes in the show. So especially when I'm watching the new show or just saw the first episode of it, I basically more sympathize with like the thugs that like the Section 9 was like battling with, because they were anarchists and called anarchists in the show. So I was like, I want to know what they're more about, but I'm following the cops, and sadly. But also cops or like LAPD, those reality TV shows, which actually, fun story, the reason why that show Cops got to popularity because there was a writer strikes in the 1980s, late 1980s, and so there was not as many like scripted shows to be able to put on air. So Fox as a network took a local produced show of Cops and made it national wide and became a hit. And since Cops was working with the police departments that were filming, of course, they would have a say of what gets on air. So that adds to the propaganda and
also it probably played into, you know, class shit, cringe porn, and also racism.
Yes, exactly.
So
so yeah, many liberals, they have good views of cops either because of their lack of bad interaction with them.
Positive views, not good.
Positive views. Right. Yes, that's a good word. Yeah, thank you. So liberals who have very little interactions with the cops probably have positive views of cops because of those cop shows as well. Like Walker Texas Ranger. Look at the history of the Texas Rangers. They were not good people. So yeah.
And speaking of, according to the Daily Beast, Boogaloo protesters get a PA system and milk from cops. Meanwhile, anti-ICE demonstrators got arrest papers.
Yep. And I think like the other night earlier this week, because like the protests against police brutality is still happening almost nightly in some places, like Portland. It's like night 239. I forgot the New York Times reporter that I follow, but I do follow that reporter because he covers the Portland like protests all the time. Yeah, earlier this week, basically anyone that was like protesting just got arrested on site because the cops deemed the protest to be illegal and started arresting everyone. So protests are still happening. So all cops are bastards. Defund and abolish the police. I say abolish
especially
the police.
Your cousin Dave.
Yes, even your friends or your neighbors or your uncles or whoever, your family members are bastards too if they're cops. Just that's how it is.
No matter how nice Dave is, Officer Smith is required to be an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, milk is believed by many to be effective in treating CS gas.
Mm.
It's not really. You just got to flush with water.
Yeah.
But...
Mm-hmm. Milk was also an anti-fascist meme because I think it was when
basically lactose intolerance is far more common outside of Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Because the people who are able to drink milk are mutants, and essentially, they're the ones that have the gene that allows them to digest it. Mm-hmm. I think also it's like what happened is like after Trump was won the election and inaugurated, Shia LaBeouf was doing like a daily stream, constantly live streaming from place, but then he eventually abandoned it because right wingers and alt writers like took it over, and then that's where the milk meme started because they said the 14 words, but in place it with milk, essentially, as it were. But yeah, so that's how that meme started, which I think has died down now, but I haven't paid attention that much.
Yeah, they're always moving on, constantly looking for new symbols. They have to, because as soon as people outside their shitty little community catch on, they have to, hide their power levels.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's it for me. I have nothing more to talk about. I don't know. Anything else that you want to mention?
Well, somebody asked for if there was any anarchist literature coming out of the Armenian and Azerbaijani war.
Oh yeah, that's still happening. That's right.
And somebody linked to this thing, anti-war statement of Azerbaijani leftist youth. It's posted on libcom.org. Had a chance to read it because I've just been scrolling through Reddit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't found too much.
Because that's also it's been happening around the world. I think there was that like a province in near Russia or something like that. There's Buenos Aires or something like that. No,
Buenos Aires is in Brazil.
Yeah, no, I forgot the name. But that kind of happened like a month ago, where it's like a governor was just like the election was deemed illegitimate. So then there was been like a protest, massive protest against that. No, I forgot the name.
If it's going to be reported in the U.S. media, then that means that it's probably a U.S.-backed coup or a Russian-backed coup.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. But the Armenian versus Turkey? Are they against the Turkey? The stuff that's happening in Armenia, so like
yeah, the Turks are almost certainly behind that.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's still happening. I don't know if there's anything else I want to bring up. I've like news.
I mean, there was the VP debates. Was that this week?
No, it was last week.
Yeah.
What happened this time?
Oh, that's right. It was the town halls, the competing town halls. Fucking NBC.
Yes. They aired it at the same time, so you can't watch both at the same time unless you have two TVs. So you have to like one watch or the other. And Joe Biden's town hall got a lot more ratings.
And of course, Trump immediately claimed that the liberals were faking it.
Yes,
because he's such a little baby about ratings.
He is, yeah. Is also, by the way, John, I love your T-shirt of the periodical table of elements.
I wear it periodically.
This one,
bottom.
Yes, I have.
That's what I figured that was linking to, David. There's
see.
antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium.
Oh, Tom Lear. I love Tom Lear.
His last name means teacher.
That's the next. It says, and speaking of Tom Lear, as a Catholic, his Vatican rag is totally accurate. It is drink the wine and eat the wafer 2, 4, 6, 8 time to transubstantiate. So get down on your knees, fill with your rosaries, and bow your head with great respect. And Jimmy fuck.
Tom Lehrer is an excellent musician.
Good songwriter too. Decent songwriter. Yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, Poisons, Pigeons and Parks. A comedian, yes. Poisons, Pigeons and Parks.
Spring is here. Life is Skittles and life is beer.
Life is beer.
I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do. Don't you?
Don't you?
Of course you do.
Do.
But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world is in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park.
No, Jordan, I have not heard of the small group of protesters asking for a reopening of Disneyland and Disney World.
Would not surprise me. They are near Orange County. Orange County is full of rich white assholes.
Yes.
That is a thing I would expect from them.
And a lot of those workers at Disneyland and Disney World, most of them were all low-paying workers anyway. Disneyland's like one of the biggest employers of like Anaheim or that county.
I saw an excellent tweet recently. There hasn't been a quarantine. There has been rich people hiding while poor people brought them things.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not. What is the term? What kind of worker do they call it?
Essential.
The ones who are essential workers. Yeah, they're not essential workers. They're poor.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They have to work because they can't afford to stay at home and they can't afford to protect themselves and their family. They have that again. This virus is capitalism. This is causing most of the deaths, as it were. The leadership of this country, the imperialist corporations of white supremacy, or the United Corporations of Imperialism. I prefer those names over the United States of America because there's like two continents of Americas, and Brazilians like to be proud of Americans and hate how like we are the Americans. So yeah, but also both of those names are more accurate to the principles and values of this country as well. Imperialism, corporations, and white supremacy. But yeah, the leadership has caused a massive amounts of deaths. The deaths and the crisis are still there, persistent. Not sure they're climbing or flattening, but still happening on a regular basis. And when most other countries have like successfully dealt with like their first wave and successfully dealt with the second wave, I probably already mentioned this before, but New Zealand got like an Amber Alert essentially for when there was an outbreak in like Auckland. So that shows you how their country responds to it.
It's like you look at the graphs of COVID cases over time. Every other country plateaus. They level off as they get a handle on the outbreak. The U.S. just keeps going up and up and up and up and up.
Yes,
we are just because to rework a Jesus quote: is the economy made for man, or is man made for the economy? The Republican Party says it quite clear. Man is made for the economy. We are a resource to be exploited. Full stop. Doesn't matter if there's a plague. You keep working, making us money. I mean, the stock market is doing great in this time, even though people are worse off than ever.
It is. And it did like dip dramatically when Trump got his COVID, but then he recovered too. And so it's just like within a couple of days, chopped back up to where it was before. So you can't trust the stock market for
we got the biggest COVID numbers. They're huge. And we are steadily working on getting to 250,000 dead people before the election.
And that does make me wonder if it was Hillary that was the leadership. I for sure guaranteed the COVID death tolls or the cases would be not as high as they are now. They would be a lot more testing.
Except in red states, where they would have said, we're not going to do what that says.
Just like with the states that did not expand Medicaid, probably would not have like done the proper thing of like testing their population or doing lockdowns or doing stay-at-home orders or mandating masks. And so that's a good point. It's like so for the blue states, for all the rest of the people, and for like a response and like responsibility, Hillary Clinton would have done better. So the death toll would have been like much lower.
The thing is, though, the blue states did the lockdown stuff that they were supposed to do anyway.
Yeah.
The red states are not doing it. So I kind of think that it might have been the same, and Hillary would have been blamed for it.
Good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, because some people said that actually, if it was...
There would have been some differences, because Trump was denying it from the beginning, and he was hiding that information. I think Clinton would have spread that information immediately.
Yes.
Recommended lockdown.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she probably would have still had Mitch McConnell in the Senate, so it would have been impossible to get decent
relief packages
yeah.
Stimulus, yeah. It's because like Benjamin Dixon said on his podcast before, like weeks ago, that if there was Hillary Clinton or someone else in the White House other than Trump or like a Democrat, we would have like this total only be like 30,000. And I was like, I'm not sure about that because capitalism, but you're right about how the red states would react at all to whatever the commie Hillary Clinton would do. They'll probably go on about like Benghazi for like all of her administration. They were planning to actually.
But on the other hand, if we had gotten Clinton, we wouldn't have gotten Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, or Coney Island Whitefish.
True.
So,
which maybe Mitch McConnell would try to still hold that seat empty for sure.
Oh, he definitely would have.
Yes.
But that would have meant just a smaller Supreme Court.
Yeah,
that was getting more. Well, we would have lost Scalia, then we would have lost. Yeah. What's his name? Kennedy would not have retired if it had been Clinton.
John Kennedy, yeah. John Kennedy would not have retired because Anthony Kennedy. Yeah, Anthony Kennedy would not have retired because the reason why he did is
because Trump was in office. Yeah,
Trump was in office and he got an offer he could not refuse.
And RBG probably wouldn't have retired just because the Republicans still had the Senate.
Yeah,
and the Republicans would have definitely retained control of the Senate in 2018 under Clinton.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And so,
there probably would have been a reactionary red wave that would have cost us the House as well.
In 2018, yeah, if Clinton won. I agree with that because that's how it is.
That's how it typically works, or at least it has for like the last 30 years.
Yeah, back and forth. Once one party wins like one of the major houses or the executive, then next midterms the opposite party wins back one of the two houses, or both possibly. I don't know. Was the time like the Democrats won both houses in the midterms? I have to like look back at that.
Well, it's hard because politics has changed so much over the course of the 20th century.
Yeah,
with the Democrats going from the party of fascism and rural votes before 1930 to the party of fascism and workers up until 1948, and then it just became the party of the workers and conservatives. So urban workers and rural conservatives as the fascists split off. And so, I mean, it's just been a very difficult time ever since 1930, basically, or 1932 exactly. When FDR came into office with this coalition.
Yeah, exactly. Going viral since 1776.
We didn't get all the plagues, David. Okay, just like some plagues. And we got rid of malaria. Okay.
Yeah.
DDT. Woo.
But yeah, so the confirmation of like Amy Coney Barrett that happened this week, where it never answers any questions unless the complete obvious ones that like it's not controversial whatsoever.
And but Dianne Feinstein.
Oh, she's the one that said that, like, this was a great proceedings that we had.
This was so nice. It was wonderful to meet you. It's wonderful to meet your family, Amy.
Yeah, that's why the Benjamin Dixon after Monday said, like, she's going to get confirmed because the pomp and circumstance of the procedure, the process, the decorum.
Because liberals are more concerned with style over substance, basically. Yes. They trust the system, and demonstrably they should not.
And I'm trying to convince him not to trust the system. I guess it's like difficult, or try to. Maybe I can point to
understanding that the system is broken and is not producing desirable outcomes. And you're right, David. Spanish flu has actually originated from
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas, Nebraska. Swine farms, I think it was.
Yeah. I remember hearing on Democracy Now! That's going to happen more often because of, like, I forgot what it was. Maybe we're
just larger populations and factory farming putting unhealthy animals in close conditions to one another.
Probably, and the capitalist system like forcing us to work in those conditions as well for low pay, and because we need a job.
People routinely get minor injuries, which leaves them with open wounds, which means that greater transmission and so on. It's just it's gonna really, because what makes plagues is just the ability of the virus to bounce back and forth between the different populations, so that it has to evolve to new conditions each time, and then boom, suddenly you get a super spreader.
Yeah. The system is sound, also known as the sound system.
That's not a very good one, David.
No, it's not one of your best ones, no. So yeah. So that's what's happened this week.
Dianne Feinstein was a dumbass.
Yes,
and Lindsey Graham, but Jamie Harrison is up 2%.
Okay.
The possibility is that we might get rid of
Lindsey Graham. The man with the face.
And I have to keep on reminding people, don't call him Lady G. That's if he's gay, whatever. I don't give a shit. That's not a reason to hate him. If his boy toys call him Lady G, whatever. That's not a reason to hate him.
Yes, exactly. No need for the homophobia, for the misogyny.
No, the reason we hate him is because he's supporting a fascist system. He's a hypocrite and a moral coward.
Yes. A lot of the Republicans are like that, too. It's like... Even Mitt Romney was going to be willing to hear the hearings and probably will confirm Amy Corbin Barrett. Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely will. Yeah, absolutely will. Because that gets him the results he wants. It gets him the pro-corporate results and the anti-woman results. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can kind of get down with that one, Tim. Old Southern Comfort.
I like Southern Comfort, actually.
I recall it being a kind of sweet whiskey.
Yes, a sweet whiskey. Yeah. So like Seagram, Seagram 7 is also like a sweet whiskey as well. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. Get rid of Lindsey Graham. I hope that California. I hope that somebody talks to Dianne Feinstein and convinces her to retire before she gets primaried. Because if she doesn't, I think she's going to get primaried. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I anticipate her not supporting any effort to pack the courts.
Yeah.
Which is something we absolutely need to do. Pack the courts, then push through lawsuits related to gerrymandering.
Yes, exactly.
Expand the size of the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
I think all we have to do is double the size of the House, and that will fix a lot of the problems related to the Electoral College.
Yeah, I do agree. And this reminds me, is prisoners count towards populations for representatives, House of Reps.
Yeah.
So that the prisons not only are the new Jim Crow and the new slavery continued. They just
but they're also the new 3/5.
They are also new 3/5. Mm-hmm. Well, hence why
the more things change, Or for Julie, la plus ça change. La plus c'est la même chose.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing that, according to Bo on the Biden town hall, is that Biden never apologized basically for the 1994 crime bill. It's I just forgot actually what the Bo said, but Bo found it interesting what Biden said about Law and Order or something like that. But he never apologized for it because he's a politician. You can never apologize for anything that you've done in the past. Mm-hmm.
You always have to have a non-apology to talk around the subject and never admit any sort of culpability.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I just have to not be surprised.
Yeah.
Apparently, he will raise his taxes on those that are making $400,000 or more. I'll believe and want to see it. I mean, maybe he will, since one of the proposals on his progressive proposals is a 28% corporate tax rate.
Not quite correct, Tim. There are 538 electoral votes. There are 435 reps in the House and 100 senators. And then you get, I think it's one vote for D.C.,
Yes.
And I can't remember where the others come from.
Puerto Rico has some representatives. American
Well,
Samoa,
but they don't get that. They don't count to the Electoral College, and also those representatives are non-voting representatives.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, yeah. The American
So I'm just trying to remember where those 3 extra votes come from to get you to 538.
That's a good point. Where are they?
Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. You're Canadian. You don't need to know too much about our system.
Yeah, we need to know this, and we don't.
But yeah, we have 435 million, and I think it's set at 500,000 per representative. No, it's just 435 total, and they tried to divide it evenly, but then some U.S. states have less than the smallest necessary population, so they give Wyoming. Wyoming. They give 1 to Wyoming, and then they reapportion from there.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is that Wyoming, a vote in Wyoming is worth 5 times as much as a vote in California.
Yes, exactly.
Which is why we'd have to. God damn it, David!
Shut up, David. I think I heard that before somewhere else.
Yeah. But I think doubling the size of the House of Representatives would fix that. It wouldn't fix the Senate. The only way to fix the Senate, we can fix the House by law. The only way to fix the Senate is through a constitutional amendment.
And we cannot do. It's been trying for decades to get the Equal Rights Amendment onto the Constitution, and it's like a 37th or 36th state that finally ratify it and said yes, let's do that. But we need one more state, and of course it's deep
and
South.
Then if we do that, then it might not count.
Yeah,
because other states have withdrawn their ratification. It's a whole clusterfuck there.
So and when talking to liberals, they'll say, "Come on, it'll take a long time to change the Electoral College because of that constitutional amendment thing that we have to do." And so it's like,
but we could fix a lot just with the House.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do that. Yeah, Tim, don't worry. Our system is lame, as Jordan P says. Yes, it's really lame. It takes a long time to get anything done. It's kind of antiquated, and there's not just in voting of being representative, as well as with the Electoral College, can defy the will of the people, but also all the shenanigans that the Republican Party does. Brian Kemp is an illegitimate governor of Georgia.
Yeah, it's people began to be worried about the Electoral College back in the 50s. They predicted that it would that it could give contradictory results, and they suggested trying to change it, and they ended up not doing that. But I think it didn't actually start returning that sort of result until very recently, and it's always been in favor of the fascist party.
Yeah. They're overrepresented in government just because they have gamed the system in many different ways, as many ways as possible, sometimes outright cheating, like the ballot harvesting that's been happening in California.
Yep. I mean, that is an old tactic in the U.S., and it just proves that electoral fraud doesn't come from individual people voting. It comes from political operators stealing votes in large numbers.
Yeah, in California, unofficial ballot box has been put up, but they'll say ballot box or something like that, but they don't have the official signs, and those ballot boxes were collecting ballots in California.
Yep. And the Republican Party of California has refused to stop doing that.
Yes,
they're going, and it's an official Republican operation to put up fake ballot boxes. I mean,
yeah, pretty sure it's time to update the systems that begun by people who didn't bathe regularly, wore makeup to cover sores, and the lice, powdered
wore wigs because of lice. Yeah, owned slaves, thought women were property. I mean,
yes, because again, as you said at the end of "You go high, we go low."
They go low. I take them out at the fucking knees. Fuck them.
Well, yeah, that's that. But who got to vote, who owned property, and who who got the power to vote, who got the ability to own land, and who was considered was or was not property, were not the system of democracy working, dispensing justice. They were just value judgments that were made by the founding fathers, who hated democracy, by the way.
Yeah, they wanted to set up there's a reason they always preface it with liberal democracy.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to set up a new class system, a caste system, with wealthy merchants at the top instead of aristocrats. That's all.
Yes.
They wanted to be able to control it, and they wanted to install the appearance of democratic legitimacy without the substance of it.
Yes, and that's the whole point of like the voting now. I guess that's why liberals are so like adamant about the vote, and all this sort of stuff, because if they stop believing that their votes actually does something, or it has power in them, in some regards, yes, the majority of people vote, there are a lot more people vote, Democrats win. And yes, Democrats are better than the fascist party. Yes. And so there's some evidence to that. But just because, like, if everyone votes, it fixes everything, like liberals believe.
It would fix the current problem if everyone could vote.
Yes.
But the current problem is literally the collapse of the system. Because the system was designed not to work the way liberals think it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does.
The thing is, communists and fascists have one thing in common. They recognize the contradiction and lie at the heart of liberal democracy.
Yeah.
Namely that it claims to work for everyone, to support everyone, to have free speech and equality and so on. But it doesn't actually. And the progressives and the communists want to fix that so that it lives up to those promises. And the fascists want to fix it so that it no longer even makes those promises.
Yes. And so, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wilmington, North Carolina. Race riots that overturned... It was a coup. It was a coup d'etat in Wilmington, North Carolina. Race riots that overturned the results of the election and installed a fascist.
So this reminds me, I saw this like a Twitter. Very much it said, research this massacre. Pick a massacre and research it. And it's just like, all happened in the Deep South. And it's just like, bam, bam, bam. And it's just like, this place in 1914. This place in like 1918. This place
Wilmington,
like,
North Carolina. Jacksonville, Florida. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, over
yes.
and over and over and over and over again. White people lose their shit and murder a lot of black people. And we never learn about it. And so we assume that everything was fine.
I mean, racism ended when MLK said, like, I had a dream. And hey, we elected a black president. So, yeah. I just found the link to a Twitter tweet about that. And yeah, there's a whole list of like massacres that happened in the U.S., all in the Deep South, that you can research about and be incredibly depressed.
I believe a couple of weeks back, a conservative said, oh yeah, when has the U.S. ever committed any war crimes? And then somebody said, there's a Wikipedia page about that. And
yes.
Give a link of just war crimes going all the way back to before there was a U.S., I think.
The French and Indian War, the first like actual worldwide war, as it were, because like and that's another thing of why the founding fathers wanted independence. They wanted to expand it westward, but the British government had treaties with the indigenous nations of those times, indigenous people at those times, and so they couldn't expand westward unless we're no longer the British colony now. We're America. Expand westward, the Ohio Valley. There we go. We fought there before. We want it back.
And of course, the U.S. went to war over slavery. Well, the South, I should say, started wars over slavery like 5 times. If I remember, let's see, twice tried to invade Cuba. Once they did invade Texas. Then they went to war in Kansas.
Yep, the Kansas bleeding.
And then, of course, the Civil War. So, 5.
Oh, yeah. There was, there was also the U.S. and Mexican War as well around Texas. But that was just like American expansion as well into like territory that's not theirs. Hence why Texas is actually like that. Hence why the name of Six Flags, because Texas was under that area of that country, of the continent, was under 6 different flags.
And of course, the reason they invaded Texas was because the Louisiana Purchase went up to the northwest. The compromise of, what was it, 1830, said that no more slave states above the southern border of Missouri. So in order for slavery to expand, they had to get southern territory, so they went into Mexico. The South wanted all of Mexico.
Yep, makes sense.
And that's why that's why Oklahoma has that little narrow panhandle. They had to cut off that little sliver of Texas, give it to Oklahoma, so that Texas wouldn't go above that line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but at least now, half of Oklahoma is back to the indigenous people that were there to begin with.
So Neil Gorsuch is a true believer in his originalism bullshit. Got to give him that. He genuinely believes that horse shit. It results in weird outcomes.
Yeah,
he genuinely believes it.
Good things for indigenous people, at least, but it's just like, yeah, we don't like it for other reasons, but he can do one good thing once every so often.
Well, yeah, I'll give him this one. He accidentally came upon a good result.
yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, accidentally came up with a good result. That's right. We did to try to invade Canada too.
Yes, we got our asses handed to us, and that's why we never ever talk about it.
That's right. We never talk about that.
We claim that we won that war.
The Canadians are so proud of the time that they defeated the invasion in their country. That's why they celebrate Canada Day, especially the people that live out in the very rural places in the country of Canada, the places where Corey Johnson, our friends, live as well. Because Corey Johnson's like, oh God, everyone's conservative around me, which is why he never tried to unionize his workplace. Anyway.
All right. Well, I have definitely run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, we managed to ramble pretty decently there for a good stretch. But yeah, I think it's a good time to stop the recording, stop the live stream, send everyone else.
I stopped the recording a while ago, but
well, I meant stop the live stream so that all of our YouTube watchers can just go on with your lives. So quickly, my pitches: Summer and Geek, 3 East instead of East and Geek, and Summer Geek on Twitter, Twitch. I'm going to be streaming more eventually. I just have to finally just turn everything on and start streaming. Don't know what I'm going to be streaming, gaming, maybe reading more David Graeber's direct action iconography or other articles and essays. So watch me on Twitch, especially in the coming weeks. At the end of the month, I did announce it on Twitter, I'm going to be part of the charity weekend hosted by my friend Tabby DeWolfus and Groundhog. So I'm going to be doing some charity things on the Halloween weekend, but be on various different Twitch channels, and I'll be a part of that. So follow me on Twitch there for that, and Summer and Geek on YouTube. And that's it for me. And hey, Rock, thank you for catching the stream.
I just had an idea. I'm going to put our Twitter handles in the lower right-hand corner. Which is going to take me a second to type up as I try to remember them. Let's see, Lito. Wait,
is Lito? I know she barely goes on there though.
Is it a 0? Is it an O?
I think it's an O.
That might.
You know what? I'll just add them to the.
They're written somewhere.
They are in. Yeah, they're in the description.
Yeah, I just wanted, because we have this empty space, which is why I keep on throwing up images.
You can do that sort of thing.
All right, now they're up there. All right, so as for me, in addition to this, I also do another podcast, Dungeons and Debacles, a D&D game hosted by my friend Kevin. Heck of a lot of fun, completely different from this one. We are on our third party because of Blake. We are saving the world from an ancient red dragon and the cult that worships her. So we record on Sundays, and it releases when Kevin has time to get around to editing it.
Yes.
All right. And with that, I think we can go ahead and call it a day. Bye, comrades.